What's going on, riders? Hey, I got a short video coming to you guys real quick. I'm going to be kind of going over some problems that maybe some others might be having with the 570s, maybe the 450s, the 800s, 850s and up with the charging. Doesn't seem to want to charge. So this is a 2017 model XMR 570. I noticed that when I was using a winch the other day that it was barely wanting to pull in, and then it ended up shutting off on me and wouldn't start back up. And I was like, well, the battery must be dead. So I went out and bought a brand new battery. This is from Napa. It was just a little cheaper than what I could get through the dealer in my hometown. So I put a new battery in. I put my digital multimeter on it, and it's just reading just regular, 12, 13 volts, which with the stator running and the engines at idle should be around 14 or 15 volts, and I wasn't getting nowhere near that. So then I wanted to go check my stator. I was like, well, maybe my stator's bad, because my buddy, he had a Polaris 450 and his just went up. So I was like, man, this thing is pretty sealed. It's a tight unit. I wouldn't think that this would go bad. So I tried checking the power on the stator side, which that is AC. And I just put it on just 750 or 200. It don't matter, as long as it's on AC, and I wasn't reading anything. And then I plugged it back in, and then I checked the power on... I'm trying to do this one-handed. Hold on a second. Need a damn stand. But, okay. Then I checked the power going out, and I was reading 15, 16 volts. And then it would go away. And then I plugged it back in to the harness, checked it at the battery, and I'm still getting 12, 13 volts. Still normal volts for just the battery. So I was like, well, there's got to be something wrong with my harness, because obviously you can see I can't really get all the mud out. So I just pulled the back plastic off, pulled the rack off. Took me about probably, 10 minutes. Then I noticed that these wires are frayed and cut. This one, this fucking cut right here was grounded out on this frame here. And then these three, these two here were wedged and pinched underneath this fucking shock bolt. Yeah, right under there. So it was grounded out in two spots on the frame, which would allow this the stator not be able to put anything out because it's grounded out. So hopefully I can splice these. I'm probably gonna try to relume these, because they're not cut all the way through. Damn, I don't know why my focus. Okay, I think I'm just gonna strip these back a little bit and put some wire loom on them, and then I'm gonna re-tape this all up real tight with some electrical tape. So hopefully that should fix the problem, because I was doubting that the stator inside the engine was bad. There's no freaking way that the stator is bad within 2 years of owning the machine. And if that's the case, then fuck you. And that's why I'm gonna go pick up a Honda Monday morning, an old '96 TRX 4-Trax 300 4x4. Going back to the old machine, but I'm still gonna keep this old Larry because she's doing okay. And plus, we got a ride coming up at Muddy Nuts in Kids Hummock, Delaware. It's a big mud ride, so I got to get this bitch ready. I got these little old ITPs on her, which these old boys ain't gonna work. We're gonna throw the Zillas back on. So yeah. So if you guys are having issues with your Outlanders not wanting to charge, well, it could be three things. It could be your voltage regulator. It could be a bad wiring harness, or it could be your stator. The slim chances of your connections being fouled is pretty slim, because these things are pretty sealed up from factory. They got really good clips, good seals on them, but I went ahead. I mean, I did I did all the clips that I could think of. I did the ECM. I pulled this off. I pulled the whole thing off. Cleaned it all up. Blew it out with air. Put some some dielectric grease there. Some connections up here. Sealed all this off. And then these two connectors here, resealed those. So I'm trying to weather-proof this thing, or waterproof it as much as possible. Then I need to put a line of a little bead of silicone around that if I'm going deep. So message me down in the inbox if you guys have any questions. But if you have some of those issues, it could be simple as just a background. Save yourself some money, because one of these about I found them online for about $50, anywhere from $30 to $70. If you go to your Can-Am dealer, you're probably going to be paying a little bit more. So try to avoid yourself to pay for one if you don't have to. All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. Go out there and get some riding in and get muddy. Yee-hee.